ASA firewalls, basic configuration, ASDM. If you've been working with Cisco for a while, you know that almost everything is CLI based, command line interface. And we could spend hours talking about that and arguing about that situation. I have my own opinion about that, and all I can say is I do not agree when people say, well, if you do that from this CLI, you're in control. When you use a GUI, you don't know what you're doing. Well, all I can say it's 21st century, and we should start using tools that are up to date, not tools that were in use in 1985. That's all I have to say about that. I know a lot of people go, oh, you know nothing. Well, okay, fair enough. In this section, I want to talk about ASDM. And ASDM is a tool that you can use to manage your ASA. In some videos where I show you how to set up an ASA firewall, I showed you how to enable ASDM. The idea for this section is to show you how ASDM works, give you a few tips and things that you have to be aware of. ASDM is a piece of software that you put on your firewall. That's the main difference between an ASDM and CCP, Cisco Configuration Professional. Cisco Configuration Professional is on your laptop and ASDM is on your firewall. There is CCP Express, but we're not going to talk about that. It's a very, very simple tool with limited options. ASDM is a file that you will find on your firewall. How do you run it? Well, the easiest way is to browse to your firewall. If you do not change your port number, that will be HTTPS. You browse to it. I show you that. That's my SSL VPN. I can use that actually. And my port number, well, that's a bad example because my port number is 17001. If you don't change it, then it's just HTTPS. In my case, it is 17001. And you will see a screen asking you to install a small ASDM launcher. Remember, it's not ASDM, it's just a small piece of software that will run ASDM, or you can just run it using Java. I recommend this one. If you run it, then you will see an ASDM login screen. You have to put your username and password. That's it. You run it and, well, if you're lucky, it's not as bad as with CCP. Every time I go for Cisco Configuration Professional with a new version of Internet Explorer or Java, whatever, it's a nightmare. ASDM is not that bad, but there might be some issues. That's why it is always a good idea to stay with the same Java version on your management PC. You can be surprised that something will stop working tomorrow if you decide to update that. That's my advice. Let me open ASDM. That is my live ASA with ASDM 647 running. That's ASA 5505. Oh, please note the uptime, not bad. 140 days. Not bad. Not bad at all. Well, that is the first screen you will see, a dashboard. a few words about ASDM in general. It is a pretty reliable tool. You can manage your ASAs using that tool. Of course, it is a good idea to know the CLI. Sometimes you have to go there and tweak a few options. However, ASDM is a really good tool, and in most cases it's not going to break a lot, if that's what you're asking at the moment. Because if you worked with SDM or CCP, you know what can happen. ASDM is pretty clever, and I have implemented a lot of pretty advanced options and features, and it was really okay. Let me close that one. So that is your dashboard. Hostname, ASDM version, firewall, and so on. Licenses, of course, ASA is all about licensing. That's why your dashboard will include a screen like that, will show you basic licenses options. I am running the base license. It means yes, no failover, no dual ISPs, no inter-VLAN routing. Cisco. It's really expensive with a security license. It can double your price. A few graphs, and that is something that I really like in ASA and ASDM, a live log viewer. I'll show you that straight away. You go to monitoring, logging, and you can view that. It's awesome. It's really great. It makes your troubleshooting much easier because you can see what's going on your firewall. The best example I can give you is a VPN. When I try on VPN, you will see all logs over here. Actually, let's try it, because that will be the best example I can give you. If I go back to my SSL VPN, here we go. Oops. Okay. And let's go back to the live log viewer. Okay, you can pause it. Here, user Wi-Fi authentication rejected, session type web VPN, invalid password. Is it? What are you talking about? Oh yeah, it is two-factor authentication. Maybe that's why it complains. Let me go back to this guy. Actually, that's okay. Let me log in and I'll show you something. I'm pretty sure you've seen my two-factor authentication option. You're not surprised you see that. Let me log out. What I want to show you is, for instance, wrong username and password or whatever. Let's clear it, and I don't know, let's say SSL. Let's try it, and I will put Wi-Fi and the wrong password. Let's take a look. I can see that straight away, right? No show commands required, nothing. It's like, you know, let me do it again with my password. Will it show me rejected as well? Now it's okay. Rejected it. I probably complains about two-factor authentication. Okay, let's confirm. Approve. Please note, Yeah, that's what I am talking about, a live, a real-time log viewer. Cisco, please make it happen on a router, right? It would be awesome. You can see that, and it is so easy to troubleshoot when something goes wrong. Okay. I started with monitoring, and I will stay here. In the next section we'll cover configuration. It's strange to start with monitoring, you say. Well, not really, because ASDM is really great, can give you a lot of options, and fair enough, you can do show commands. It is much easier and faster to do that from ASDM. We have interfaces. What's interesting here is DHCP. That's what I use a lot when you have your leases and statistics. I think, am I running a DHCP server on it? Am I? Well, as you can see, I am. Okay. And interface graphs. It's when I show you the graphs, you will not be impressed still. Let's say bit rates. Show graphs. Yes, Cisco, you can take a look at PRTG or Cacti and make it look better. Still, it is a nice way to check your traffic straight away. As you can see, a lot of options available. VPNs, we should see our session here for clientless. Please note, I am connected, and of course I can log out, I can see some details and SHA TLS. Okay, fair enough. Oh, please note it shows idle time left. Cool. Okay, of course, routing. You have your routing table. It's show route. Of course, if you have OSPF or EIGRP running, you will see that in here. The easiest way to learn is just to go through all these options. Of course, I'm not going to do that. It's a waste of time. I just want to show you the most interesting options. There was one more thing that I wanted to show you. Was it? ARP table. Yeah, that's really important. Of course, you can clear it as well. Yeah. Everything that you want to see in one place, you can take screenshots, send it to a client or to your friend. A very easy way to monitor and troubleshoot your ASA firewall. In this video I showed you ASDM, that is part 1, and we focused on monitoring. I think that is a great tool that will help you troubleshoot your ASA firewall. In the next video we will focus on configuration. We'll go through some options and I will give you a few tips, real world examples, things that you need to know when you manage an ASA firewall. Thank you very much.